Drum roll, please. Long time overdue. We are back with the Everything is Everything podcast. My name is Vladimir Ledesma.
And my name is Fabio Suarez.
And this is the end of the year wrap up for 2025. We wanted to get back together with you guys here in the Everything podcast and kind of just chat with you guys about what's happening in 25. This here is for you guys, the movers and the shakers, the motivated and creators, the big thinkers, the big dreamers, the outliers, the one pushing the needle forward, the students of the game and the ones making their lanes, the ones that get things done and know everything is one. Welcome to your pod, the Everything is Everything podcast. Let's go.
Can't ignore it, this my story, I've been more than ready. And this stuff I'm cooking up is like culinary. True intentions, must I mention, it's just legendary.
Fabio, what's up, brother?
Sir.
How we doing, man?
You already know, man. Progress every single day.
How we doing? Talk to me. So we were talking a little bit right now about few trip. That trip was this year. You did that trip. Yeah. What you've been doing from the last time that people saw you, which was pretty much the end of last year.
Yeah.
I think was the last pod we actually did.
Yeah, man. And I got heavily invested into mentorship, which is something we spoke about a lot on the podcast. But I really invested a lot more of my time, my energy, my resources, my money into really investing in like branding and things like that. So more than anything, I think that's where my mind has been in this last year, is just like developing my brand and developing like how I'm going to be coaching and building up my business.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, so I know you've been taking a lot of coaching programs, or at least a few that I don't know if you want to delve into, but also you've been actually started coaching people yourself. What's that program that you're kind of coaching people on, and what kind of led you there?
So for me, like, I knew it was always something that I wanted to do. I really wanted to do one-on-ones, help people, like kind of like how I felt like I needed help. I wanted someone to sit down with me and, just give clarity to things. And sometimes people don't have the time, right? So I wanted to be that for someone, like just be there and, be there to answer questions, set them up on a program, kind of how I wanted. And that's what I opened up for these guys that I'm working with now, is just like show them everything that I've learned since, I was young, and the things that I've been learning in these mentorships that I find super valuable, that I think, will literally change their life if applied. Got you.
And what's bringing these people to you? Like, where are they at? What kind of situations are you finding, and what are they looking for in you? Like, what are they trying to get organized?
Yeah,
specifically?
So like, I don't know if you remember, there was a book that we read from Ed Milet, and it said, you are most qualified to help the person that you once were. And that's what I feel like all of them, well, the one pattern that I see is that they have something very similar to how I used to be, or a struggle that I used to have. Like one of the guys working an overnight shift, which is one of my struggles. And it was just interesting that how God...
you came from an overnight shift.
Yeah, like I started working these overnight shifts, and I was like, stuck, and I felt like, what do I do in this situation, right? And it's just interesting that how God brought that same situation to me through these guys, or this one guy. And so I'm seeing progress, and really it's just a mindset, and I'm able to speak into their life and open their eyes and say, you don't have to be like that. You don't have to accept that. And that little thought alone is what makes the difference. It's just being there at the right time in their mindset and waking them up. Like, you can do this. You don't have to stay like that.
Right.
And I think that's one.
And nothing's wrong with working overnight, but maybe that's just not what they want.
Exactly.
That's not what they want for their life.
Exactly. So they met me where, I met them where I once was.
Okay.
And I feel like that's the pattern that I'm seeing, is like they just repeat things that I once was feeling and I didn't know how to deal with. And it's like I said, I think God put me in their life at that moment in their life to help them out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, you're very faith-based. Is the program also faith-based?
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. It's always anchored in the Word of God. Like every time I actually started this thing called the Living Scroll Method. And it's nothing more, nothing less than seeking the Word of God for your life and everything. Making sure that the Word of God is the anchor of every single decision that you make.
Okay.
And so one of the big things that I talk about is, what does God say about this? That's the biggest question throughout the program. What does God say about that? You're planning on dating this girl. What does God say about that? What does the Word of God say about that particular situation? And if you can add the Word of God to everything, you're gonna make wiser decisions.
Awesome.
And so I created this thing called the Living Scroll AI, right? So it's like it's AI plus the Word of God. And it's like put your situation into AI and then say these words, connect everything back to God's Word, and you will get in seconds what God would have to say about that. And so it's now you're making wiser decisions and not
So AI is kind of putting it back into to Scripture,
right,
to kind of say these are the correlations with Scripture, and maybe how you should go about approaching this.
Exactly.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So if God says like, you know, do not be.
You made this. This is like, or like that theory is your theory.
Yeah, according to AI, I asked it. I was like, is anybody else doing this? And no, there's one app. It's called Haven. People understand it like that, but if you use it this way, it's a little more specific to your life, and it's like hearing God's voice. Like.
And what do you call it again? What is it?
The Living Scroll.
The Living Scroll.
In Spanish, El Rollo Vivo. So
okay, El Rollo Vivo. So you have Spanish people that
I haven't.
Latinos that you're helping out.
I
too.
haven't, but because as I'm speaking to AI, it knows that I come from a Spanish church.
Yeah.
So it brought one and one together, and it gave me that name, and I was like, this is a beautiful name, and I'm gonna go move forward with that.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's touch a little bit about AI too. So AI's big part of like the structure of the stuff that you mentioned you were doing too.
And you got me onto that, by the way. Remember that one time we spoke and you were like, you're not using AI? And I was, but you were like, you got to use it a little bit more. And, and I had it in the back of my mind. And I was like, I know that at some point I was going to do it. But it was like that initiated the idea of it. And then the mentorships that I was in and all these guys that I was working with.
They're all on it, right?
They're like, implementing AI.
Because it's the future, right? It's the future. I feel like the craziness for me is to see, speaking about the end of the year, 2025, just to see how from 24 to 25, AI has just moved so fast. It's scary a little bit.
It really is.
It's scary how fast, because I was using ChatGPT. I remember when we were doing the pod, we would do a lot of our notes and a lot of our getting everything kind of together with ChatGPT and kind of everything like that. But it wasn't as developed yet.
Yeah.
Like we would ask it things and it was great, but it was like, whatever, the first version or whatever that was. And then I gave it a break, a pause. I was just in business, and you know me, I'm on the phone, so I'm calling and doing what I got to do.
Yeah.
And then I woke up one day and was like, damn, it's been a few months, and I'm not using ChatGPT, using the AI systems like I should, especially because I know it's the future.
Right.
And I got back on and started using it again and was like, whoa, this has accelerated in 4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
In a crazy,
and it's
crazy
gonna keep
way.
on going. It's gonna keep on. It's not gonna stop. And that's why it's like we all need to like find a way to use it and implement it into our personal life, into our business, because it's gonna get even. I don't want to say the word is worse. If you don't use it wisely, it could be something bad.
Yeah. But it's gonna keep developing. It's gonna leave you behind.
Yeah, it's gonna leave you behind.
If you don't keep up with the Joneses on this, which is for business, for everything. Yeah. By the time you wake up, it's gonna be like
pretty much
spaceships flying around there.
Exactly.
You don't even know what's going on.
Exactly. And so I knew that I needed to start using it, and it helps. It really does. It makes it for me. This thing was birthed also from like hardship, and I've spoken about it from time to time on my Instagram, and some people may know of it. You know about it, like my wife getting struck by a car and all that. It was really hard. Like, how do you navigate that?
Yeah.
How and you don't have people around you telling you like you should be doing this. So what did I do? I really started using it in another level. I needed to understand like what does she do after walking? What is this pain about? Why is this happening? What kind of food should she eat? Organically, what should she be doing? How long until she gets better? Like I started asking myself questions that I would never really ask myself. That
you would have to go to the doctor to figure out, go to a professional to figure out.
Spend thousands of dollars because I was getting information that I would have had to spend thousands of dollars in a doctor's office to find out.
Yeah.
So this replaced all that money and all that time. Now I just ask in seconds you get wisdom and instruction to how to manage something that you never had to deal with.
Absolutely. There's a double-edged sword to it, of course. Yeah. It's not perfect.
No.
Right? So you have to fact check whatever you guys are looking up on AI, ChatGPT. Still got to fact check it. We're not saying to not go to professionals.
No, of course not. No.
There's a reason why they're professionals and things like that. but it is very, very helpful to give you a nice fundamental basis.
Yeah.
And I think with ChatGPT, it's like the more you actually know and understand whatever you're speaking about, the more useful it is for you. And I can say that with real estate specific, like I get in there and I ask you questions I already know the answer to just to see if it's going to give me the right answer.
Yeah.
And then I take it from there. Oh, all right. That was pretty solid of an answer. And then now let me add on, how about if I did this structure in this way, this deal with these terms in this way and this way. I use it to converse a lot.
Yeah.
I feel that with my personality, I could be a little, I'm very business, so I'm very straight.
Yeah.
And sometimes, everybody's not the same.
Yeah.
That was actually, that's where I use it, that I realized, it really helps me. Like, hey, how can I express and explain this to this person in a way where they'll feel comfortable with it?
Yeah.
This is their personality. And then it gives me back something. I'm like, yeah, that's not how I would have said it, but that sounds great.
Yeah.
That's going to make this person embrace this a lot better and feel a lot better than maybe if I'm just like, hey, this is the best deal, take it or not.
Right.
So.
And that's the beauty of it, is it helps you to interpret what you're thinking.
Yeah.
And it goes deeper. Where you couldn't speak, it helps you. It breaks down things a little bit further, and your communication improves. All these other things that were not really being looked at, you start thinking about it different.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. So that's a big one, I would say, for you for the year.
Absolutely.
He's literally got ChatGPT on right now, recording the whole conversation.
Right,
so I know that you use this on another level. This is something on your dialogue. You're gonna get this summarized to you. And
yeah, exactly.
That's good.
It's why wouldn't you advance? If you have this tool at your disposal at every second, I feel like it's being underutilized. Is what I hope that somebody would watch this and be like, you know what, let me pick this up.
100%.
And do this more than I ever have before.
100%.
Yeah.
I went to EXP Con for my company this year.
Nice.
We went in October. It was in Miami.
I saw that. That's
and
beautiful.
I was floored by the AI chat. We had the conversations, and it was a conference, right? So it was a bunch of breakout rooms, and you can go and learn about anything and everything you wanted to in the real estate realm. And a lot of it obviously was AI based because that's the future.
Yeah.
And our company EXP is very much trendsetter when it comes to the technology base, like a virtual world, way before even I heard Mark Zuckerberg talking about that years ago. So just to give you an idea, and there was this gentleman, I'm gonna forget his name right now, but he has a crazy program that just does everything for you. You just set it up, and then it has what's called agents, which is AI agents. The whole system of lead generation set up through ChatGPT was just mind blowing. I'm not even doing it any justice.
Wow.
I think his name is John Lee. I'm gonna, whatever his name is actually, I'm gonna put him on the bottom of the description here for the YouTube, because it was so cool. He deserves the credit to get a shout out. And that was a very big highlight for that trip that I came back home. Was we gotta use AI on a different level.
No, that's beautiful.
So it's a big deal.
I love that.
Let's get into some of these questions that we got
Let's
here that we said we were gonna do. In 2025, what was the most important lesson you learned?
For me, I would say what we're talking about now, really implement AI to your life. Don't sleep on when everything is advancing. Don't just let it pass by, and don't say, I'll do that tomorrow, I'll do that later. Really jump on it, because just that is advancing, it's gonna keep on going.
Right.
And we got to take advantage of this time that we're living in. Right. Don't sleep on the things that I believe God is putting in front of us. Don't sleep on it.
Yeah, I like that. Biggest lesson is a hard one for me. Because I feel like I've learned so many important lessons, but I don't know if I can say the most important lesson I learned, but what's a big lesson that I've learned that I feel I would want to share with everyone to really take? To me, it's always the underlying things. Obviously there's more business podcasts, mindset podcasts, but it's always important to me to say the biggest lesson I learned is that the more you live in your truth, the more you really are doing the things that fulfill you, the more advancements you're gonna see. So the more you're I do sometimes force things, and it is necessary, But I realize that when I'm aligned and moving properly,
like that.
things kind of just 10x by themselves.
Yeah.
Not by themselves. I'm still putting in the work, but organically, they just like
you're not trying to force anything.
I'm not forcing it. I'm doing
Now that you said that, because we're talking like a little bit about business and everything, but but in terms of like life in general, that's basically like trust God more. Like I always say, I believe in God, of course, but trust God for real. Like you don't have to do anything more than what He's asking you to do, because He got you, and if you really trust in Him, He's gonna come through for you, and you're not gonna like need to do all this stuff for Him to do that.
You don't got to do the most. Yeah. What's meant for you is meant for you, and
and I saw that this year a lot. Like God has come through for me all these years, but like this year is like all I do. I just see His hand moving, to the point that I show up, but He's providing.
100%.
And you're in alignment with Him, and you don't have to do the most. Like you don't gotta go and do all these other things. He's working everything out.
100%.
Yeah,
I agree.
so that's powerful.
Yeah, that's I think the biggest one for me. It's a big one because like sometimes I do get scatterbrained. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not doing enough. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And it's like I told you actually, this was something me and you spoke about at the end of last year, and I was like, Junior, actually, I'm cutting off all these things. I'm cutting off all these extra things, and I'm just gonna be on this phone. And it panned out.
Yep.
It panned out. I got on the phone. I got hacked. My social media got hacked in March. Right. I had to start a whole new page, which sucks.
Yeah.
And I've had the best year I had business-wise. And I don't feel like I did extremely much more work than I did in the past years.
Yeah.
I think it was just I was hyper-focused and relaxed. I think that's like two of the things that really helped out.
And more came into your life.
More came.
That's beautiful.
And more came, Or the right things came.
Yeah.
And I was okay with letting the right things leave, letting the wrong things leave. So another, again, not forcing. I was like, it ain't panning out. Let it go. So I would say that was probably my biggest lesson of this year. Biggest highlight for you? What was your biggest highlight?
For me, my biggest highlight, seeing God move. Like what I wanted the most, which is coaching guys, working with these guys that I'm working with.
Yeah,
that's really all that I've been wanting, and it's crazy to say that, but I got into real estate thinking like if I just buy this property, eventually I'll have some money, and then eventually that money will fund what I'm trying to do.
Yep.
And I'll be able to work with guys. Like I'll be able to coach people and do all this stuff. Like I had this big thing in my head that was gonna.
I remember that. Yeah.
That was gonna work this way.
Yeah.
So I went through all the trouble of let me invest into this property, then I'm gonna do this, and you don't need that basically. So my highlight, I think, is just seeing this happening in my life, and I didn't have to have millions of dollars for that to happen.
Right.
So
cut through the fat. You cut through the fat.
And I think it's also a limiting belief that fell off too. We can go into that as well, but I'm curious to know for you what was.
Well, no, I want you to finish what you.
Oh yeah, so it was a highlight. This is a highlight for me, but it's also a limiting belief that fell off. Is that you need, I need 1 million followers to make a big difference. I need to have, those millions of dollars. I got to make sure that I have all these properties set up because they're going to fund my life. And then more people are going to be interested in what I have to say.
Right.
But really, you are you're most qualified to serve the person you once were. So you can start with 1 follower or 0.
Yeah.
You just got to find someone and serve them. And eventually it will come because your goal is really just serving the person. And you're going to get data. You're going to get data, and you're going to be able to get better and get better. You don't need all that other stuff to make the thing happen.
I want to touch on that because I feel like that's so important.
Yeah.
I feel like we had that conversation many times in the past, and maybe we weren't on the same page about it. But it's something that a lot of people think.
Yeah.
Most people think, especially starting off. And it's crazy when you realize. I'm correlated with the music industry, actually. I saw this the other day. They were saying, most people wouldn't sign a record to a record label if they understood that they could live off of 30,000 fans. Right? Because if you can just get 30,000 fans, you don't need 1 million fans. You can live a good life. Same thing kind of correlates with real estate. A lot of people are like, well, how many deals did you do this year? How much of this did you do this year? Like, oh, well. They're always measuring. Everybody's measuring each other and things like that. But it goes back to again, like, are you living in your truth? Are you happy? Like, what makes you happy? There is that person. Like, I'm watching the Ryan Serhant show. I never watched those shows,
I love
but
that
I'm
show.
watching it right now.
Owning Manhattan, yeah.
Owning Manhattan, what a good show.
Good show.
And honestly, opening something up in me, like a little bit more of a beast, which is great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, seeing him talk about the show and how he always needs more, he always needs more.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that is not me. That's a sickness, in my opinion, which is cool, and it's getting him to be the best and the most extraordinary, and there's a place and a thing for that. But like for your belief, for example, and my belief, that's not the end all be all. There's a great bigger purpose, and that we don't even know what it is in the afterlife. But in the afterlife and everything like that. But more importantly, even here, more important to me is like I'm able to hang with my daughter. I'm able to take her to school every day, and I'm able to provide. Don't get me wrong. I want nice things and I want to provide, but a balance to it.
Yeah.
And just to conclude on the point that I'm trying to make, though, is you don't need $1 million. You don't need this. You need to make your goals on, like, what is a good living for me? If I made $150,000 a year, that's a great living for me.
Yeah.
And if that's okay with you, then all you got to do is set your goal for that. Like,
that's why you got to know what that means for you.
You got to,
because if you
that's
allow
a deep dive.
If you allow the entire world
to tell you,
and you don't spend enough time alone with yourself to know these things,
correct,
you're gonna let the world make you feel like what you have is not enough. So you're gonna feel like I need 100,000, followers, or I need 1 million followers.
Yeah.
Or I need $1 million for these things to happen, because your brain is still thinking about everybody else. And so
100%.
That's why and I don't mean to like bring it to this, but that's why in my program I make sure, like, what do you want?
Bring it to this. This is our show, bro.
Yeah,
we do what we want. Go ahead.
Because I know we're staying on track with the question.
You're good.
But one of the things that I always ask is, like, what does your ideal day look like? Like, I want to make sure you tell me, because when you tell me, then like tomorrow when you try to change it up on me, I'm gonna try to bring it back to what you just told me here.
We've talked about that before, right? The ideal day.
Yeah, and that's why it's like a big deal.
I love that.
Because 2 weeks from now, if the person changes, I'm gonna say, but why did it change?
Yeah.
Because you told me this. You told me that this was your ideal day. So what are you watching? What are you consuming that now you feel like is not? So now let's stay on track, because that's the whole point. People are not focused. And when you lose the focus, you lose identity. And so we want to go into identity. What is God calling you to do? What do you know deep down that's for you, not, what you just saw on social media?
Right.
So it's really, really like the anchor of everything. And
in all fairness, right, things will change.
Yeah.
But this is something I was going to say also. Even to have the goal of 1 million or to be the best ever is not bad at all, right?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
I think it's more the enjoying the journey while you're on it.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I love recaps. So, like, what we're doing right now, end of the year recap, I do this by myself.
Yeah.
And I go, because the only person I'm in competition with is myself. So, it's like, am I performing better or the same or better than last year?
Yeah.
And then I look at the decade and I'll be like, am I performing better or worse than 5 years ago?
Yeah.
And it's that, right? Because, like, it's like, that kind of is for me what gives me grace, because sometimes I am hard on myself. Sometimes I am like, man, I'm not where I need to be. I'm not where I want to be. And then I go, where was I 5 years ago? Am I still in the same place?
Yeah.
Have I? If so, what is it that for me is in the same place, and what has changed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then then I can make my next year goals based on that. So things will change, right? You'll change your perfect day, for example. I'm big on the perfect day thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that as a foundation, that has to be, because that foundation of a perfect day will lead you to your ideal life.
Yeah.
And like, that's why I say I'm probably never going to be the most biggest selling agent, because I know what their day looks like. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that day. Yeah. you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, that's not my ideal day.
Yeah.
But I can still be a very successful agent and be home by 7.
Yeah, and that thing you said about alignment. Like, it's not that you don't want, because I'm not saying here that I don't want 1 million people to see, because the more people that I get to support, serve,
sure,
that's more people that I reach for God. That's more people that I can help. But my anchor is not that. I'm in alignment where as it comes, it came organically and not out of force.
Correct.
So, and I think that's
Clear
where
on
we're going.
purpose. Yeah, clear on
Yeah.
purpose. And things will compound because that's how life works.
Yeah.
So like and that's kind of the thing. It's like you can force it. It's gonna compound, but then you might be moving things in a direction that you didn't actually want it to go. Where you could have just stayed true, honest to yourself.
Yeah.
And maybe it would have moved slower, but when it takes off, it's at least on the right path.
Right, and especially if you already see it. Like for me, I know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I think that because I know it's gonna happen, I'm not gonna overwhelm myself. Like the faith tells me it's gonna happen. Just be in alignment while it happens.
Love it.
So,
Yeah.
those are really amazing points. And this year I feel like that's where I really took, and especially getting other people to think like that.
Yeah.
For me, is the reward. Is like I feel like I'm fulfilled because of that.
Yeah, you've been talking about coaching for a long time. Remember, I used to be like, well, we were talking real estate, and I was like, well, you got to do business before you could coach.
And that's what even that is somewhat of a limiting belief.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like, nah, but I always told you like, I haven't made money doing this yet, so how can I? But you can though.
Right.
Even if it's not necessarily that just yet, but with your life, what can you help someone with?
Right. I think in the niche that you chose for like personal growth, personal development, you have a lot there.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what led us to do the podcast because we used to talk about this so much, and I was like,
Exactly.
we should definitely do a personal development growth.
Absolutely.
So I love that. Something new that you tried this year. Well, we talked on a few things. I would say that we tried, right?
I know you were talking about the event that you went to. I think it was in Florida.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Like, what do you feel like that was new? But what do you feel you got the most from that event besides what you said about the AI?
Oh, the real thing that I got that was the most is, which is always, I always know this. It's always a reminder, but to get to the levels that I would like to achieve, and there's two important factors, and it's networking, but on a real deeper level, where you're making real connections, not the fake foo-foo. Hey, here's my business card, like actual, just like, so it doesn't have to be with 20, it could just be with 5 core people that we just always connect and pass business and have. I think that for it to work is mindset. For the mindset to be the same, the goal like to be the same.
Relationships, like real established relationships.
Real established relationships with an aligned goal. So like you genuinely care about people and not just a dollar, and I'm like that, then it's probably going to be better for us to do business together than with the guy that does a lot of business, but he just is a greedy guy who just wants to line his pockets up. Like, yes, he might feed me a bunch of business, but we don't align. I think focusing your attention on the right networking. That was a big one I got there. And quickly, and the reason I was there was by really connecting with one of these people. My guy Jonathan, shout out from Connecticut. He was the one who really inspired me to go. And I was met out there by a few people that I was already connected with. K1 went out there. Brian Dale was out there. And just the extra connections I made even through them was like so cool. And it was like, the reason why these dots are connecting so well is because we are all aligned in goal and in personality of like, they're good dudes. And I would like to think I'm a good dude. And that's kind of why the connections was happening. And like, you could just see that business comes from that. Yeah. So that was a big one. And the second one was something that I already do know and I already really drives my business, just kind of brought me home saying, hey, you need to double, triple, quadruple down on this, is taking care of the people that already take care of me. Like sometimes we're always thinking about, oh, who's next? What's next? What's the next lead? Boom, 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 boom. A lot of the business that I get is from all my past clients. And one of the people that I met out there was telling me how he does something so cool and gives coquitos out to all his past clients at Christmas time. And it was just such a thoughtful gesture. And I was like,
that is interesting.
And I go, that's so cool because the business that I get next year usually comes from the business I had in the past. And again, it's because of that deeper connection that they feel with me. They don't just like me because I'm a real estate agent. We genuinely like each other. We genuinely feel a friendship, a connection that has been built through maybe that transaction or whatever. And staying top of mind and showing them, going the extra mile for the people that have already showed love for you was a big one that I was like, you know what, I'm quadrupling down on that. Like, I always already try to do that. I always follow up with my people. I go and try to see my clients at their house when I can and things like that. Yeah. But just that extra, like you make coquito for, this is not like an agent that sells 5 houses. This is like, he's talking about, he did it, I think last year he said for like 320 people.
Wow.
So like, you're spending money, but it's a beautiful gesture. It's a beautiful marketing piece, to be honest with you, too. Still business.
It makes me feel like home, like family. Like, this guy's a really family man. But it gives a family, and that was the thing. Like, that guy specifically, shout out to Alex. I don't remember your last name right now. We're going to go have lunch on Thursday. But that is just that is aligned with me. I was like, I would love to do that. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing, actually. I'm going to show you really quick. So this is something that I'm doing for my clients this year. And I got these mugs that I'm doing. And this is actually, they're not done yet, but I'm filling them up with candy. And we're going to wrap them up and give them to all of my past clients. Like that.
2 mugs. And inside, they're going to get a free inspection. For, obviously, these are my past clients. They already either purchased a home or sold their home. But they can gift it to a family member. Or they can save it and use it for when they buy their next home. And it doesn't expire, and it's always valid with me.
Oh, wow.
And
that's cool.
And it's covered.
That's smart.
So that's the thing, right?
And it's not even a marketing piece. It's more like you genuinely just want to adapt that.
Well, it's both, right? In all fairness, it's both. It's a marketing piece, but it's a real gesture, though. Yeah. So my real client who's already loyal to me, who's already with me, I'm not gaining it. Like, it's not like I'm going now to new clients and say, hey, I'm giving all new clients. No. This is a loyalty reward. Yeah. This is like, a gift. Yeah. Love. But also, when your sister wants to buy, and this is Christmas time, you don't know what to get your sister, you know what? I know my sister's buying next year. I know Vlad is great at his job. Look. Call Vlad, and you have a free inspection for when you purchase your house. Here you go. Here's my gift to you. That's good. It's a $650 gift.
I like that.
You get what I'm saying?
That just gave me some ideas.
There you go. Yeah. And like this idea kind of comes from the coquito idea, and I was like, well, how can I? Because the cups is cool, the mugs is cool, and the candy, like, just because I'm gonna go door knock and give these, and I want to see everybody for Christmas. Yeah. And that touch. Right, that intimate touch where it's like, we're not just, it wasn't just like a transaction, I'm out of here, never see you again. Yeah. I want to come back, I want to see everybody. But then here's also like a real gift that's like not a cheap gift, not like a real thoughtful thing.
Yeah, I like that.
Where it's like, and it's still business mind, obviously, business mindset.
But it's also genuine because you're someone that would do something like that.
Well, 100%.
So It's like, it makes sense and it fits your brand, who you are, so.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
I like that.
This for you and your wife.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I'll fill you up with candy in a little bit.
Thank you, man. Thank you for that.
Yeah, man.
Let me just leave it here. I might as well, right?
Yeah, we'll leave it right there. And then they got the cool QR code if you ever hit it, and then it has it brings you to all my social medias.
Oh, that's cool.
And like how to contact me and all that good stuff.
I like that.
So that was just the 2 big takeaways, though, I got from that trip. And it shows how powerful going to those things are. Yeah. I got one of my guys, Brian Dale, went over there, and he came back with, like, fire. He came back on fire. It motivated him. He got, like, 12 listings.
Oh, wow.
Like, in a month.
Which is
crazy.
The power of, like, meetups and all these masterminds and all these mentorships.
Coaching, yeah.
That's why, like, I know we spoke about this, too. Let's try to stay on track, but I want to put this out there about the money thing. Like, invest in mentorship, and you're like, nah, like, you do it, but you don't always do it. And I think
cautionary. But
that's where I see the value. It's like sometimes you don't even know what you'll get, But you walk away with something if you really, like, even the bad ones, because I've gotten into some bad ones this year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say any names, but I've gotten into some that are not like what I was really expecting.
Yeah.
But even then I learned also. It's like, this is what I'm not going to do when I work with so-and-so.
There's always something to learn from.
know?
There's always something to learn from.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a little cautious with the ones I do, but I do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, to go there, I went to Miami, bro. We went to a conference in Miami. Like, it's not like that was cheap.
Yeah.
But it was worth it. And I knew, and it was directly for real estate and the business that I'm trying to build.
Nice.
And again, the connections was awesome. So
Nice.
that's probably the new thing I tried this year. New habit and routine. We definitely got to talk about new habit and routine and your push-up challenge.
Yeah, it's simple, but I saw a transformation in my confidence when I decided to do that.
But explain what you're doing again.
Oh,
Explain.
because for me, it was inspired by one of the mentors that I'm working with, and I would see him every morning, like just doing push-ups every morning. I'd be like, man, this guy never stops.
Yeah.
He never misses. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that too. So I decided every day for 365 days. Let me see how this goes, and it's true. Like, as soon as I did it, I didn't see any real transformation. But the more you do it, it just gives you that confidence, and of course, I feel stronger. I am stronger, but it's just more than anything, it's a confidence booster. It gives you that strength mentally and physically. So,
and I feel like it's a win. You win in the day. It's a consistency.
Right. Even though there's days I don't want to do it, there'll be days I just tell Michelle, like, I just don't want to do that today, but she always tells me, hey, you got to do those push-ups because, you said it. So, it's
Holding you accountable.
Yeah,
I love that.
And it's consistency. And she knows, like, you said you were going to do this. She knows about it. Everybody that has seen it, even if it's like 20 people, I know that I put it out there, so I got to keep showing up.
100%.
And I even tried other things, and I'll be honest, I didn't do those the whole way.
Yeah.
But this one thing I knew, like, I had to follow through. Like, I had to.
Well, no, I mean, I always see it. I'm always enjoying it. I love that you're on it and doing those push-ups. And I remember, because we were working out last year, which you guys can go back and see some of those videos of us working out. And you'll see the improvement. I mean, I went and worked out with you this year. Did we recorded it? We put it up, right?
I think we did. I have to go check. But
it'd be nice if we maybe add a little bit of it
Let's do
here, because we had we went and ran. We went and did some push-ups. And just to see you in your athleticism, where one, you weren't keeping up with me last year. You were definitely leading this year, leading the pace. And just to see that transition is like, shows kudos to your consistency.
Man, I appreciate that.
Kudos
It's something that I always told myself that I was gonna do. And it's just like another layer. Like, I know if I could do this, I could keep on doing whatever that next thing is.
Yeah.
And habit stacking, we talk about that a lot.
100%.
And once you build a good habit, you just want to keep on going.
Yeah.
So maybe this year I'm already planning, like, what's that next thing? Because I don't want to put it all at once. I'm gonna just keep building, and then over the years I already know it. I'm already seeing form, and so it's just it's something that I noticed. It was a big transformation in my mindset more than anything.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, that new habit and that routine was clutch. And what was a big habit and routine for me? I mean, honestly, I cut down a lot of things and went to my routine of the phone calls I had at the beginning of the year. Was that I was doing the cold calling until I did end up, once the busy season went, I just started hitting the pavement.
Yeah.
I had a lot of buyers also. But I'm the consistency of making about 40 calls a day.
Wow.
Now
that you said that, I've always been curious to ask you, like, what are some other metrics that you use? And I try to ask everybody that. But, like, in your business and in your personal life, too, if you want to bring that up, what are metrics you follow every single day, like, to keep up with your growth? Like, what do you look back on a week or daily basis to let you know I'm growing, or I'm doing the thing and I'm growing in this thing?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I keep it super subtle, super simple. I probably should be better at it. But my biggest thing that I focus on is the calls. And when I say the calls, it's not even like just lead generation cold calling. It's just about a consistent day of work. I need to have at least 40 phone calls in that day. Now that's going to be a mixed batch of everything. Lead gen, past clients, We might be talking about current deals. But when I look back on my phone, if I only had 10 calls in a day, I didn't even work that day.
So you didn't fulfill the metric or whatever
I didn't work
the
that
growth
day.
plan was.
Yeah. Like if I got 40 or more phone calls, I know I was on my job and things were probably happening.
Nice.
That's not the best metric to really go by. But I do feel that we overcomplicate things sometimes.
Yeah.
Some people need it. And to really grow on, I think, on another level, you do kind of have to have a lot of structure, certain KPIs. But that's my biggest KPI that I try to cover. And also just we have like a few Excel sheets with current deals and current leads that that's what we monitor the most on a weekly basis.
Nice. And like, what about personally? Do you do anything that keeps you on track to let you know that you might be diverting a little bit or that you're growing into whatever that thing is?
Personally, like, no, for myself?
Yeah.
No, I think mainly just focusing always on my day. How does my day routine kind of look and go? I'm big on like the rhythm of the day. I'm not so hard on myself if I miss like a workout or something like that.
Yeah.
I probably should be a little harder on myself. But
yeah, but you look like strong, even though you don't always do it, but you have the.
Because when I go hard.
Yeah.
I mean, and this year I went hard for a solid 6 months, and like I've been slacking a little bit now the last like 2 months, 3 months. But for the most part, I do still have that routine of the workout. But even let's say the days I don't do it, I'm gonna be up same time as my daughter. The biggest thing for me is that like the routine of like the wake up, carrying through the day.
I get it.
The work hours, the time block for the work hours. But I probably give myself way too much grace in many ways. But it's a life, that's the life that I would like to live. You know, again, some people might look at it and be like, damn, he gives himself a lot of grace. But it's like, well, you know.
Yeah, I get
Everybody's got their own goals and what they're trying to.
I get it. No, like I feel like if you wake up, you have at least 5 to 6 things you have for the day.
Yeah.
You execute. You might not fulfill all 5, 6 things.
Right.
But at least, you're following through on the main things. And then the other stuff, like simple things like that. Like for me, like if I just can fulfill those 100 push-ups, if I can just show up on the stories, like at least I'm really supposed to be doing 8 to 14 stories. Like that's a metric.
Oh, that's a lot.
But I have to show up at least. Like I got to do something. But I don't go crazy like and drive myself crazy. But I know like that those are metrics, but I'm not anxiously doing them.
Right.
But I know that this has to get done today. Like this email needs to be sent today. This call needs to be made today. And then whatever can't be done for whatever reason, next day.
Right.
And it's not like this overwhelming pressure. No, oh my gosh, if it doesn't happen, no, God is in control.
Right.
And I've come to what we were talking about earlier about, trusting in God, being in alignment. I think that's what I really learned, like not being in a regular 9-to-5 job anymore. I thought I needed to like have all that stuff, especially when I started the mentorship. I was like, I felt like, because they had a way that you needed to do it, but I was like, there's something about this I don't think it's supposed to be like this. I'm on God's time. I'm gonna organically do these things. Yeah. And they're getting done.
I'm gonna restructure this to fit me.
Exactly. Not to just fit me, but like God, because God knows better than all these guys. Like I don't know them personally, but How do I know they're not struggling? God is taking care of me.
Right.
And so I know that this is what God wants me to do. He wants me to spend more time on His. That's a metric. I gotta spend at least 30 to an hour on His Word. Like going through the living scroll myself. That's a really big metric. First hour with God, or first moments with the Holy Spirit with God. I need to know. I need that. That's a non-negotiable.
That's a non-negotiable for you.
Yeah, exactly. But like people like, nah, you gotta do this. No. This is the non-negotiable. Because if this doesn't get done, nothing else matters.
Yeah, with me it's easy. The non-negotiable is Victoria.
Yeah, and like family, like you're chasing, family. Like there's priorities in your life, and you're not. Oh, but if this doesn't happen, no. It's like this is the most important thing. This is the like that. And I think
it doesn't. There's not even a choice. It's not even a choice.
Yeah, it's a non-negotiable, and I feel like when we live under that alignment, that's when things move. Yeah. Not when but metrics are important. But
metrics are super important.
But the right ones that is like you're in alignment, not his metrics, his metrics, that person's metrics. no, I'm in alignment with
Well,
something bigger than myself.
Let's touch on one metrics that
Yeah.
we chatted on actually probably towards our last podcast that we talked about and touched on.
Yeah.
And was a goal actually for right now. Time is up.
Oh yeah.
Time is up in the sense of for this metrics. I don't know if you remember this. Last year I made a goal to sell 100 houses.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that?
Now, you're bringing it to me. I completely forgot.
Yeah. So I made a metric that from September of 2024, and I had until January 1st of 2025 to sell 100 houses. And drum roll, we did not get even close.
Oh, damn, I thought you were going to tell me you did it.
Like, we did it. Nah, that would be crazy. We'd be millionaires.
So is it okay to ask? So
Absolutely.
how much?
Yeah. That's why I brought it up. I brought it up because, one, it's accountability.
Yeah.
And the honesty and the transparency that I like to have, and because I brought it up multiple times on our platforms, so I want to give the update. We did 25 homes. Here's the crazy thing.
Nice.
Only a quarter of the way to what that goal was, but honestly, that goal was insane for the business structure that I have. It was a overzealous goal. But I did it intentional, and I think even then I spoke about it, about how that would be very hard to accomplish.
Yeah.
But the goal was to have my best year.
I got to say that quote, shoot for the moon, you might land on the stars.
There you go. And that was it.
Yeah.
And that was really it. And the moral of the story is I still had my best year by far.
Yeah.
By far. And I doubled the previous year. You get what I'm saying? So financial-wise.
Can I ask this question? Because I like this, because this is like it's accountability and it inspires growth.
Yeah.
What could you have done differently to make sure you got to the 100?
So the reality is that, because I was thinking about this, to sell 100 homes, I need agents. I need a bigger team, because the time doesn't allocate for 100 homes. Not with one, not just me. Or maybe I could, but then my non-negotiables, family time and things like that, would take a back seat, which I'm unwilling to do that. That's the real answer.
Yeah.
To get to 100 homes. What I am gonna do for this year is I'm gonna bring it dial it down more, just to get to the realistic. But because I did the measurements to say that, to go, damn, 100 homes. I know the work I did do. And I do work, and as much as I'm saying, like, I still work 9 to 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't work a lot of hours. But I think a more feasible, more real goal with the growth that I'm seeing. Because even though I sold 25 homes, which I mentioned, I had another 11 homes
Like pending.
that had accepted offers.
Oh.
So what would that be? That's 36 homes that I actually got accepted offers on. So I really, if I would have been able to solidify and close those, and those fell through because of inspections, because of people getting cold feet, because of different reasons. But if I would have been able to close all those, I mean, last year I think I sold 19 houses. I want to say 19 to 20. This year I sold 5 more.
What would it take to fit like the lifestyle that you're seeing in your mind? Like how many would you say? 30 houses, 50 houses?
Honestly, it's more the dollar. And that's another thing, right? Every year I learn a little bit more. I think that if I can sell 30 to 50 homes with an average of $750,000, and with my average being $750,000 when it's all said and done, that's more than enough for me to live an extraordinary life. Like a great life.
I like
Maybe
that.
not extraordinary, but to me, great and extraordinary.
Interesting.
Like a really good life. Which is what I'm trying to say. This year, I feel really good about this year, what I did.
Yeah.
I would still need a little more than what I did this year. But like when I look at it, I go, damn, that's a decent year. That's
nice.
Because the dollar points on some of the houses were great, and most of them were on the right side of that.
And so like, how are you getting ready to do that this year?
There's the great. And then that's why the KPI is going to matter a lot more this year, which is why I brought it up now.
Yeah.
Because, I do got to focus more on that KPI.
And I think this is super valuable. Like,
Yeah.
people, whoever's listening in, this is right here. This is like the sauce right here.
Yeah.
For the new year.
I think that the KPI matters more right now Definitely just got to hunker down and do more of what I did last year. I really don't got to change much. I got to just stay more focused even when the real busy season comes, because, I mean, right now it's supposed to be a dead season. I got 6 houses under contract. I've never had, I don't think, 6 houses under contract at this point in the year in my career. So I'm ahead of my trajectory.
And it's showing progress. It's showing like
a
lot of progress since you started in your business.
100%. Every year, that's the thing I thank God for, is that, like, definitely I can see the growth.
Nice.
Which lets me know, like, I don't really got to change so much what I'm doing. I just got to stay consistent with what I'm doing, which is what I try to focus on. And that's why those 40 calls are so important to me. It's like, I don't really got to change nothing. I really just got to stay consistent. But for the bigger goals, like what we're talking about now that I would want to do, so the goal is going to be 50 houses. We're going to kind of wrap it up here. And I think before we wrap it up, I wanted to just ask one more question, kind of just to get an idea. What do you see for yourself in this upcoming year, 2026? What do you see for
2026, I see definitely I'm working with way more students. Awesome. I told myself I'm going to work with 5 students, serve them to the best of my ability, and then said I was going to start charging officially once at least one person told me, look, my life has been transformed after working with you. And I'm already getting great results. I'm getting testimonials, people telling me that they really are, changing. So that's the next step this year. I'm going to just invest. Whoever these new people that God is going to send me, I'm going to give them my all. And yeah, that's what I see for this year, just serving as many students as I can. Definitely more travel. My wife, she's decided we're definitely going to buy our house. She already is going to buy the dog as well. So the dog, the house, like the whole thing. That's
awesome.
That's what's coming
I love that.
in January. She's already she's been driving me crazy with that. But that's coming, and it's exciting because I see her happy about it. So awesome. I'm looking forward to that. But mainly is working with these clients, working with these students is exciting for me. I've been wanting this ever since I was 16, since I gave my life to God. I always said, I really want you to use me. So it's a big deal to see people's life, transforming in real time as I work with them.
Awesome. I know you did a little travel this year.
I only went, I didn't go far. I just went to Tennessee, and I think to
Chicago.
If I'm not mistaken, I did go to Chicago. No, just Tennessee. And it was really business related, but that was, for me, was really exciting. That's going to be happening a lot more.
Awesome.
In 2026. So
awesome. Yeah, I think for myself, 2026 is a big year. I turned 40. So it's a big one. And I'm happy where I'm kind of at for 40. It's something I think about. So 2026, I think a lot of the same things, continuing to do a lot of the same things, but the goals are definitely to keep expanding the business, keep focusing on my clients, keep expanding the business, focusing on my family. Definitely some investments. I definitely have some investments in mind that I'm going to be looking to take action on at some point in 26.
Nice.
But really keeping my head down and doing the work. This year's, I'm not only planning for the year goals, this year's the decade goals. Because I'm at that 40, so I'm planning the 40 to 50 this year.
Nice.
And how I see that panning out. So, yeah, man, I think just keeping your head on a swivel, staying focused, and more travel. I love travel. I had this year's been great for travel. We did a few really, really nice
Do you normally
bucket list
do you
trips.
normally plan those out, or are they kind of sporadic?
Nah, we always plan them out. I usually plan out all my trips beginning of the year. I've told you that. I kind of plan them because that way there's no backing out later. But this year I'm actually might make an exception to that rule. More hyper focused on actually making sure my birthday we're gonna celebrate it, but hyper focused on the business. Just staying the course. Nice. Just something I feel I did this year really well on the important months.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Cool.
That's the biggest thing, man. So, with that being said, we are wishing all of you guys a very happy new year. Happy holidays. Happy new year. Thank you for joining us. Fabio, any last words you want to give to these guys?
I would just say trust that God is with you as you move into this new year, and know that He's going to do what you can't. And yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah, love it.
Yes,
so, sir. Everything is Everything podcast.
Yes, sir.
2025 year-end wrap-up. Hope you guys enjoyed.
This is extraordinary. Can't ignore it. This my story. I've been more than ready.